All right. Put it down in your navel. So right where your womb is, right where your creation is, right where the fire is. And again, if you're having your period, like I'm on my menstrual cycle, but I'm on like my 4th or 5th day. So I'm going to still do this breath. If you're in the beginning, don't do it at all and just do sleep deep breaths. Again, not if you're pregnant because it's kind of too invasive for a baby, a fetus. And then again, if you're like weak, if it doesn't feel right and you can't do it, don't do it. All right, breathe. So we're going to inhale in, and then you're going to draw in. It's like that diaphragmatic breath. Passive inhale. Try to keep the jaw soft, the face soft. Almost like you're coughing out of your nose, right? Pumping, feeling your power, right? Or maybe even your lack thereof, right? Standing in exactly where you're at. That is powerful to meet yourself in the essence of who you are. Ready? Inhale in, draw up through that root, draw up through Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, that navel lock right into that throat lock. Only as long as it feels appropriate, and then let it go. Lean forward, out of the hips, release out of the lower back, right? And just take a moment and then tuck your jaw and look at your belly button area. Now suck up through the pelvic floor, lift back up. You're gonna bring your knees up, your feet flat, bring your shoulders forward, and then just lean your head forward. Bring awareness to the back of the neck and in between the shoulder blades, okay, specifically in between there. Maybe even using your knees to like open the arms a little bit to create a little bit of extension or that counter action there to open. Breathe into the back there. Draw up through the root block to support. Breathe into the back of the neck, create space there. Let that breath go. Slowly let the head rise. And kind of pause, kind of halfway up. Don't go all the way up. Keep your eyes closed. And then rise up. You're just going to take your hands on your shins and you're going to lift your throat to the heavens. Right? Look at stars. Right? There's more galaxies than just the one that we're in. Right? They discovered that. NASA like proved it. So like there's more possibilities than we were even aware of before. So open yourself up to like the infinite possibilities that are available to you. If you can literally go anywhere, do anything, right? We always have excuses, children, pets, houses, cars, whatever the heck it is, bills, but manifest what it is you need in order to get that next step, right? So we're here right at spring. I want you to plant the seed, right? The germination, that germination phase, you like see it in the petri dish, like starting to germinate and open up, right? And you're gonna plant it into your soul. The belief, things that you may not have believed you were capable of before, believe it, it's coming your way, right? More houses you're gonna sell, Jen, like even beyond that. And then anything even like that you wanna do, you wanna be a painter, right? You wanted to invent something, right? You really just needed to go and travel somewhere that you never were, to experience just something you never did. And outdoors, Mother Nature is all there. There's magic everywhere. So open the seeds, plant them. And then ready, the jaw's gonna tuck down towards the heart. Plant them into the heart. So we open into the third eye and the throat. We plant into the heart. Breathe into the shoulders. All right, lift the head. Hands come down on Mother Earth. Lift your pelvis up. All right, reverse tabletop. Let it go. I'm enough. All right, say it to yourself in your mind's eye. I'm enough. Allow that vibration to become part of your truth, your awareness. I am enough. You can do nothing more in your life and you're still enough, living abundantly, right? You can have so much fun. That's what I've realized, right? Like I never did have enough fun. I was always working. I worked since I was like 11 in my husband, my dad's restaurants in Coatesville, actually, like right across from the Midway. So I've been working since a little girl. And so this summer I'm not going to work. It's the first time in my whole life that like I'm not going to work because I can't. I just have to surrender. So we're all just going to surrender to something, right? So something else can bloom, right? It's like the name of your business, Jess, right? Just allowing that soul to bloom. Just as it's intended to, not how you think you need to control it. So we open, like there's a little like energy vortex right at the lower spine. So we're opening, kind of releasing thought patterns, energy, like emotions, right? Like stress, anxiety out of that little vortex, and then just, like visualize it kind of closing up like a camera lens and then rise up. We're gonna like paint the sky up to like an L, inhale to the heavens, and then exhale down. Draw in through your root block, right, to protect, and then we rise up. Squeeze like the hips if you need to, like, or the glutes more like it, not the hips, right? And then swort down, rise up to the heavens, and then down. Really enjoy it, right? I want you to enjoy it. You don't have to go all the way down. It can be like a couple inches, right? Or just flowing here if this is all you can do. But go down as far as you can and rise up. And then this last time we're going to go down. We're going to rise up. And then our arms are going to come back into these like field goals, and they come back behind your ears a little bit, right? And then you pull forward and then out. Pull forward and out. Forward and back. Last time forward and back. Down to the earth, your hands go. Bring your feet back up again. Reverse that tabletop. I am enough. Open your heart, your belly button. I am enough. I belong. I am enough. Lift your heart, lift up out of the heart. Great. Push down to the feet. With the belly to the sun. It wasn't shining so bright tonight or today, but it was there, right? Sometimes in its brightest form and sometimes in duller forms, but there existed. Bringing it down, meeting itself right where it's at, like surrounding itself in its community of clouds, right? Bringing it, the elements, right? Being affected by what's kind of like rising through erosion, not erosion. Bringing your body into the earth, thinking about rocks, and minerals, and geodes, deep in the earth, the pressure that's there, and moving inward towards your body, right? Pushing into the feet, feeling that pressure, the power of that pressure, right? Of that creation. And then letting that go, rising up. Crossing your knees to one side and just bringing your arms up to the sky, kind of leaning. See that way. Up, up, up. And then we're going to bring it down to the shin. And then look over your shoulder. Great for the digestion. Just surrendering to I feel. Think of that golden circle, that golden ring above the head, almost like a crown, right? Queen crown, goddess crown, fairy crown, Indian crown, whatever crown it is you want to adorn on your beautiful head. Allow it to float there. Allow the healing violet flame energy to come in through that golden crown that you are adorned with, your arc mind, bringing it through the soul, detaching anything, right, that doesn't serve you energetically. You are like a sponge because you are an empath, all of us here. So wringing yourself out beautifully, rising up to the heavens, down into the earth, right? So go down into those rocks where there's creation, up into the sky where there's creation. meaning it right into your soul. You're like this vortex of infinity energy, right? Even bigger than the earth, bigger than the earth itself. You're like a galaxy. Unravel, knees come up. Flip them, right? Get nice and comfortable, and then rise up. Hold the wrist. Beautiful. Again, adjusting, right, as you see fit. Right, hands come down. You turn over, and don't collapse in your lower back here. So you might have to adjust your arms, right? So try to extend. Then the head's the last thing to follow. Wringing out your soul, right? The worries, the doubts, the insecurities, the limitations, all those patterns, sever the shit out of them. Excuse my language. My mom always was like, Annie. She always says it like that, Annie. Like really, like you have to enunciate the A. You shouldn't say that. But she really did raise me to not use dirty words and all these things. Not that she never did every once in a while. She was a tough cookie, but I always think about how I would embarrass her. I don't care right now because I know that she loves me. And there you have it. So we're going to unravel. Knees come back up again. Reach to the heavens, right? Remembering like you were like this this big bang, right? You were conceived. This beautiful soul that chose that exact life, right? So sometimes we're hurt in our lives by things, but remember that we actually chose them. We are descended into these souls, these bodies to actually do amazing work. So when your energy, again, scientifically, you can't destroy it. It leaves bodies. It doesn't have the same power. So remember, with all of these struggles and all this heavy weight, so you feel the heaviness, right? It's starting to feel heavy. The gravity is pulling down on you, but you're in this body that can shift and adjust and transmute and change. It can change so much. You have so much choice. Bring the hips down. So we're going to connect with that power again and again. Sometimes it's surrendering and just waiting, resting, healing, exploring, but always creating. We sever, it's like everything almost has a spirit, right? So we sever that negative, those negative things off the spine. The spine is like really intense. It's so part of our being and how we respond to everything, and then our skull and our brain and everything's attached. It's like when you detach the skeleton and you hang it there, all those nerve endings. So thinking about the integration of healing, like these sheaths around all of those nerves, all right? And then we're going to come onto the knees, tuck the toes under, send the hips back, push back into your feet, feel the feet. Breathe into the belly, into the lungs, into the heart. Tuck the jaw down, look back, open the back of the neck. Again, expansiveness, knowing where the body, mind can constrict us, but allowing it to grow, right? Releasing into Mother Earth, letting her pull you, letting the grace of, God, your angels, call on what you need when you need assistance. You're never alone, right? Even if we feel alone, maybe we don't have a lot of human people to connect with. We have our friends, our animals. Call on those energies. Bring it forward. The hips come down towards the earth, and we're going to draw down into Sphinx. So, right, cats, power, right? Women, power. We're going to tuck the toes under. I don't know if you can see that in the back of the Zoom there. Palms come down. Feeling the connection of our womb and then the navel that was connected to the umbilical cord. Right? The expansiveness, the growth, cells just multiplied. The drummers, the Coatesville drummers came, and the one gentleman, his first wife had died of cancer. And she said, or he was talking about just how cancer cells get confused, right? And they're like embryonic cells where they multiply. So they just multiply almost like babies. So it's like cancer is like this like spiritual negative like demon baby. I'm sorry, maybe not a demon baby per se, but you know, so it was kind of interesting to liken it like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to think of that purple violet light coming through that golden crown. All right, maybe if you have to untuck your toes and relax a little bit back there, you can. Bringing in the breath, okay? Bring in the breath, and into the breath comes the golden light, and into the breath, that blood travels through your body. So if there's any disease lingering or growing, you know, a lot of us, they say like there's cancer that's like grows, and then your body immunity kills it all the time. So allowing your body to do its work, the healing work that it's so capable of doing, that we don't believe in anymore, we're going back to that, okay? We're going back to like believing in the plant medicine and the earth medicine, right? And the ability of the mind. The mind is this expansive, ooh, it's so capable of creation, but it's so capable of destruction. So we're releasing old patterns, coming into the power of the Sphinx, bringing in through that golden crown, that violet light, and then that breath travels through our body. And on your exhales, let any black death be removed right out of the body. Inhaling that purple, gold, and white healing light. If this gets too bad, like intense for the lower back, this is like good for the adrenal gland. But if that gets too intense, you can always come down and like rest a little bit. Right? Because that will definitely probably happen. You know, or you don't want to go all the way down and you want to rest your jaw on a block or a pillow. You might be at home, be really cozy, blanket. But just visualize those breaths coming in, all right? And you're on your belly, so gravity is pushing you down. So expand up through the back when you breathe in. Golden, purple, violet light moving in. On the exhales, the black. Yes, leaves, the toxicity, the self-limiting beliefs, right? And with that goes pain, because your body holds on and makes pain and disease. So the disease leaves too as you feel through the power. And then all the synapses of the brain are activating and healthy. And all the energy passageways of the body are healthy. You visualize anything that's not healing, rebuilding. The body still regenerates cells. Like, you know, we believe we're supposed to age and really get wrinkly, and we're really not. If you eat right and we keep toxicity out, we actually can thrive like into our 90s. Maybe you don't want to live that long, maybe you really do, but just like thriving and enjoying life. We don't have to be heavy. We live as we are intended to. So healing. All right, so the hands, we're going to kind of release out of that. Knees open, right? Hips come back down into like a child's pose. Again, rest your head where it feels good, on the arms or on the earth. I want you to be able to breathe expansiveness and still think of that golden crown, purple light moving in, the healing breath coming in. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Let it out, right? Yeah, let it all out. I guess I'd rather have that than a fart. I bow to the primal wisdom. I bow to the wisdom through the ages. A bow to the true wisdom. A bow to the great unseen wisdom. So projection and protection of the heart, my friends. Right? Part of you standing in your power is loving yourself ultimately, allowing that love to flow through you, to you, setting up the boundaries, accepting love from people too, right? Even though that might not deserve love back, accepting it, boundaries, right? Flowing with the flow of the universe. You are the creative essence, the heartbeat, and the heartbeat of the universe connect. So if you have blocks at home or books, these are actually sprayed down, you can grab them. We're going to get a little bit deeper into our shoulders. So you can see that. Bring it back down here. You come down. So books, blocks. If you don't have either of them together, you can use pillows, but harder surfaces are good because it can get into your shoulders. We're going to sink back into this deep, so shoulders open. So in down dog, your palms are flat, your fingertips are wide, and then your inner ear, inner elbows start to swirl in. So use this without gravity pulling down, practicing that opening the shoulder blades, releasing the back of the neck, right? And when you're back here, draw up through Mula Bandha. Don't let your pelvic floor just drop out of your bum. You want to draw up through navel, Uddiyana Bandha. Mula Hara Bandha is all three of those bandhas. So you think of that energy from your pelvis to your navel to your throat. Bringing it back forward. So we're going to come on to all fours, all right? And you're going to round through cat and cow. So cow pose, using your hands on your blocks, on the books. Round up, really reaching through the cat. Rolling back down. All right, just getting into your own cat-cow, flowing. Right, you can, it's like 4 times. You can definitely come back with the flow, that chant. Mantras, just vibration, right? And if you don't know a mantra, right, you're like, what the heck is, you just, what comes out of your mouth? What flows, what vibrates? It's in unison with the universe anyway. They are like sacred ancient chants in accordance with a lot of frequencies of the universe, right? So some of it's like very intuitive. You also may have been chanting this in the lifetime before, right? So we're going to lift our hips up. So down dog. If you don't have the books, great. But if you do the blocks, you can really get into your down dog. If you are hurting tonight, you're sore, feeling weak, knees drop, okay? Still getting the same benefits, right? Expansiveness. Pushing into Mother Earth. Let Mother Earth support you, right? And then catapult the hips to the heavens, to the cosmos, to the stars. Let the stars lift you up. And then pulling opposite direction, right? Back out of the hips. Look back. Let the head hang. Come forward. We're going to come into high plank, right? So we're going to get strong, even if we're feeling weak. And if that means you have to drop your knees, drop your knees. Now, make sure your arm, like, see how your like shoulders, elbows, wrists in alignment. Come a teeny bit forward and start to graze. Bring it down. The knees might have to drop here. Ooh, Come down to the belly. Might have to move the blocks out of the way a little bit. Down, graze the earth, kiss it, appreciate it, feel it. Let it support you where you're at, you know. Sometimes you can really connect with it and go outside, and other times you just have to lay. So lay here with it. We're going to lift up organically, right? Just using the glutes. So activate the hips, the bottom, right? Lift up through Mula Bandha, right? Your hands are on your blocks or your books, right next to the sides. Rib cage, lifting up, feeling your strengths, your weaknesses, your vulnerabilities. Lift the feet a little, fly, fly, fly. And then come down. Let the arms come out to the side like a T. The fronts of my shoulders are on my blocks and like my arms are hanging out and then my jaw's down. Make it whatever's comfortable for you. Right? Make it comfortable. Activate dragon tail. Ankles come together or closest you can kind of get. Legs engaged, glutes engaged. Lift up that T. That 757 or that's even the plane, 726, whatever they are. Flying, soaring. Lean to one side. Make it dive down. Soar up. Soar over. Don't hurt yourself, right? No, don't let the ego guide you. Let your fun, right? Freedom. All right. Whew, come down. Grab the feet if you can. If you can't grab the feet, different ways. You can grab your wrists behind you, right? And your feet, they kind of come towards one another. You can grab your pant legs, your sweatpants, socks, or the ankles, right? If you can grab your feet, push your feet away, let them like lift you up. Like don't let your torso lift you up, right? You're literally push your feet away. Push your feet away, let your feet then lift the torso up. Lion's breath, let it out. Clear that throat chakra with me. And then we're gonna come down slowly. Let it go. Pause. Windshield wiper the hips, like the heels, so the hips sway a little bit. Now what I want you to do is you're gonna take, it's like a figure 4 belly down, so the knee bends, could be right or left, right? Get into your hip, just move that hip around. You might even hear a pop if your hip's really tight. Bring in the prana, the energy. Namaste. Yeah, really just, again, move that hip around. We're going to do the other side. So slip it out, bend that other knee, get into your hip, right? Love your hip. Like I'm like rotating and kind of pulsing it around a little bit. You might just be sitting there stagnant. Feel what's right. Like your jaw might be down. My shoulders are on my blocks. My jaw's down, or you might be flat on the earth and your head to the side. Let the body's voices guide you. Okay. Remember, this practice is just as fluid as you are. So there might be suggestions that are made, but you can do what your body needs you to do. That's the intention of yoga. There's lots of training, but there's lots of listening. All right, so lift the head, slide that beautiful leg back in, hands come to the blocks. We're gonna come up onto all fours. We're gonna rise onto our knees. Wow, so, time's flying and you're having fun. Ooh, shoulders or fists, we're gonna shake them, right? Roll those wrists around. Whatever feels good, right? Figure eights, fly through the elbows, bring them together. Forward like we were, back, forward, back, back. Good job. Beautiful. Beautiful. We're all right, so pause. Arms hold out. Right, we're going to squeeze our fingertips together, pacifying Vata, connecting to that healing circle, that golden light crown above your head, the queen, the goddess, the fairy. right? The food, whatever it is that you kind of visualize and connect with in this moment. It can change and shift. See, that's what sometimes guides are. They're manifestations. You know what you see. You might not physically see. They're manifestations, visions. Maybe they are physical things. Connect with that. Allow that feeling like to move in again into the lungs, into the bloodstream. Allow the blood to just travel around, healing. Hands flow down. And what you're going to do is you're going to hold the bowls up, and we're going to bring them back. And then you're going to just pour love over you. It's like a baptism of love, right? Baptism of peace. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace, like literally pouring it energetically over you. A baptism of freedom pouring it over you. Baptism of courage over you, right? Baptism of just healing, golden ice. Golden ice. Ice. Going down forward, pouring it all over you. I had a really good one and I just lost my train of thought. That's okay. Creativity, pouring it over you. That's exactly what you are, right? So that moment of conception, you decided, like you came in and you were this, the big bang, the universe. That's what you are, right? Like this galaxy. Microcosm of a big thing. Swirling into that truth and that power, right? So I'm going to want you to get really big. We always stuff ourselves into these bodies, right? But energetically, we're so much more. So let's get big and expansive. It's not an ego thing, right? You are just humble and bold, spreading your light with the world. That's what it is. That's what the universe, God, wants you to do. Like whatever you identify with there, share it. Again, with boundaries, right? Not just bringing to you what it is exactly that you are, you wish to be. And that's you. You're going to take your pointer fingers, we're going to point them right into the heart. And that love comes to you, the compassion, forgiveness, the healing, right? Just being like allowing yourself to be in those moments of grief, not trying to force happy. Big, just big, into the heart, and into the belly. You bring your hands down and rise up just for a few moments here. So warrior one, really slowly, not a big wide one, but a really together one. Really together one. That makes a lot of sense, especially if you're not seeing me. So maybe just not a deep, intense opening. We're going to go back into this flow. So the projection of that heart, right? Projection and projection of the heart. So it's like you're going out 60 degrees, then you're pulling it back, like field goal arms, but the elbows come back, and then 60 degrees out. And then we pull it back. I want you to root into Mother Earth, right? And then draw from the cosmos and connect with all of that energy that you are, expansiveness, your power, right? So even when you're feeling in your darkest moments, you're still that expansive power, right? Drawing from within, okay? And then connecting with that expansive energy so we even going bigger. We're gonna reach to the sky. Hands are gonna come down to the blocks. Hopefully you still have them there. You're gonna step back into down dog. Look back at those feet. Let the face muscles go, right? Let the crown of the head open. Maybe close the eyes. I'm always closing my eyes, connecting within. Remember that power is from within. You cultivate the power from within. Sometimes we're ones that draw off others. I'm one that does that too. I've recognized that through my own healings. But again, cultivating the power from within, activating those superpowers, bringing your right foot forward. So the opposite one, not a huge stance, rising up slowly, like really rooted into the earth. Right? You might even be a little out of breath. We swirl the arms around 60 degrees from the heart. We pull it back, right? It's kind of hard to say, so I'm gonna focus each other back a little bit. Pull it up and back. Use your breath. Right, thinking about that germinating seed that you're planting, right? And you might see one, but you might see millions, right? And then you might see those germinating seeds in patterns, right? Sacred geometry patterns, you might not even know what they are. But just even figure 8, one of the most simple sacred pattern of infinity. You're moving through the expansiveness that you are, drawing as infinite possibilities towards you. Creative flow, the universe thinking bigger than you've ever thought that you were capable of. You are so much more than you are, or not are, but think you are. That was so funny. Give me that. Promise. Bring it to your heart. That's what we tell ourselves sometimes, right? And so we bring it back. So heart, we tap the thalamus, create healing space. So when we tap on our chest here, I want you to think about that purple healing light, the golden light, moving into the lungs, all the bronchioles, okay? So we think of the microcosm of ourselves, and the roots of the trees, and the fetuses of the babies. They look like these big lung systems, right? And there's this beautiful picture that I even saw of these flowers that were made in the arrangements of lungs. So think about all the spring flowers that are blooming. Tap them into your soul, feeling that energy, pausing, just letting your hands go, letting anything drain out of you that doesn't serve you. Let Mother Earth take it in, dropping it, drawing it out through the fingertips. You might even feel it energetically. You might even feel the desire to move them a little bit. Bring them back to the blocks. Step that foot back, down dog. You're going to surrender right down to Mother Earth. So, have fun with it. You might want to do a little stretch here and rise your leg up. You might not really want to get into that. Either way, just walking your legs up slowly, hanging into a deep ragdoll here, letting the back of the neck open. Breathing deep into the sinuses, into the lungs, expansiveness. I want you to think about what it would be like to let go of your complacency, right? And embrace your higher qualities of excitement and creativity, right? Let go of your complacency. I let go of my complacency. I embrace my higher qualities of excitement and creativity. I let go of complacency. I embrace my higher qualities of excitement and creativity. Bend your knees, stretch your feet. My heels are up, so maybe you can't see. So just knees are hovering. Your hands can even be on the blocks. The knees can even go on the blocks, right? You can even bring the knees to the blocks if you can't hold your feet up. But this is good strengthening time for your feet. Just take a moment. Maybe even close your eyes, go inward, draw up through your root block, and then breath of fire. Tongue comes to the back of the palate of the mouth, the roof of the mouth, draw up through the pelvic floor. Connect with that fire, that creativity, right? That womb of creativity that will always be there, no matter whether you're still menstruating or you probably might not be anymore, or whatever you're in your life, whatever stage. Create, create, create. Allow those flowers to bloom, right? Those seeds to blossom. You might still be in the germinating seed phase. You may see these flowers blossoming. Just allow whatever is stage you're in to see, to feel, to be. And maybe we don't see, but we just know. All right, you come off of those feet. Maybe the blocks help you back. What we're gonna do is you're gonna tap your feet, let it go, shake it out, roll it around a few times, maybe 3, 4, 5, go the other way. Wiggle the toes. I have socks on, but if you don't, take your fingers in between your luscious toes and wiggle them around. Take the other side, do it. Love yourself. And wiggle those feet. Roll. Then the ankles. So take your thumb and like circle around on the ankle there, and then circle around on the other side and rub up and down. Get to your knee, circle. Long joint, long bones, rub. Joint bones, circle. Circle over the belly, over those hips, come down the other leg, circle around the other knee, down the other leg. Just take some time feeling, touching. Shake it out. Hug. Inhale in. I am enough. Hug yourself. I am enough. I am beautiful, magnificent goddess energy, here to do exactly what I came here intended to do. And that abundance, that life, it's not just work, right? It's play, it's fun, it's enjoyment, it's happy, freedom, love, you are. Slowly come down onto your back. Grab your blankies, put your socks on, whatever you got. Just, you can fall, literally can fall right into Savasana and go right at it. Or you might need, to bring your knees together. You have your blocks of your books. Maybe you want your knees out to the side instead tonight, hands on the belly. So let your body intuitively guide you into the relaxation pose that's best for you. Savasana, Supta Baddha Konasana. Right, hands on the belly, palms up to the moon. Where are you? Be exactly where you are. This is your moment again to surrender into all of that transmutation, right? All the energy that you shifted. You are a magnificent, magnificent, beautiful light. You're gonna bask in it, okay? You're gonna bask in the light, bask in the essence. What would it be like to let go of people pleasing and express your higher qualities of being sincere and warm-hearted, right? You can be that without just people pleasing. So letting that go and letting your needs come first, right? You can still be totally graceful and happy. No, thank you. Like, I feel like one of the best things to do and things that you don't really want is just not engage in them. But that can also lead to avoidance. And that was one thing that I did. That was so it can be a mechanism as well. So you're just laying into this Savasana, letting go of any mechanism that was a protective mechanism, okay? Because most protective mechanisms hold you back from that magnificent light that you are. So allow that truth to come into your soul, into your mind, and peel back those layers like an onion. Just like smell, right? It's like toxicity smells sometimes. Just let it smell, right? Open it up. Let that germinated seed kind of take over from there. that golden for you. That body really moving, hearing any little evidence, asking your energy light are. Connecting with your heartbeat. You are enough. You are perfect essence of creative life. So going back within, surrendering into Savasana, melting into Mother Earth, into your practice, meeting your soul exactly where it's at. Opening up to just allowing it to be. Melting it all away, out of your soul, out of your heart, out of your mind, out of the layers of your being, melting it. Reconnecting to that moment of conception, that moment of light that you are, that big bang. Knowing your power, expanding it, expressing it. Authenticity. So sometimes that's sharing magnificently, and sometimes that's crying, sometimes that's resting. Again, connecting to your truth. That is all that is enough. Move back into your body. You see the germinating seeds, or maybe they already grew in the flower. Always connect to that energy source, right? The moments of your day, meditate on them, walk on the earth with them. Water them, sow them, nurture them, right? Meditate on them, pray on them. But those we take action. Without the action, you don't do. Right? It doesn't grow without action. It doesn't grow without watering. It doesn't grow without loving it. You love your plants, they thrive. You love yourself, you will thrive as well. Listening to all of the universes, your children, right? Knowing and not feeling guilty of any of that, but owning that, being there. Starting to wiggle the toes, maybe the fingies, right? And feel the cracking, the air shifting, the vata escaping. Taking the breath and the air, feel the prana, the wind, right? The expansiveness. Give yourself that space. Engage Mula Bandha, feel the power, the control that you have, but then surrender it. Opening up to that creative being that you are. Draw the knees in if you want to, slowly. Right, lifting maybe the knee, hip out to the side. Love it, bring it back in. Right, love it. Bring it back in, hug. Bring it in, hug it, hug it. Rock a little, feel the pressure on the back. And softly go to the side. If you're home, again, you can stay there and just sleep. Maybe you're not even there anymore. But coming full circle, honoring your practice. Wherever it was for you, especially at home, you might have babies, animals crawling on you, rising up. Again, meeting it with gratitude is exactly what it was. It was perfect just as it was because it met you exactly as you are. The pure light that you are. Connecting with your heart, right? That crown, that golden crown, it's always there. The arc lines, especially for ladies, and then across the breast. Right? The violet flame clearing you. We're going to inhale in. Exhale out. We're going to say the sound of Lam. Lam is the sound, the root chakra, Lam. If you don't want to say it out loud, say it internally. Draw up through your root block, tall spine. Inhale in. So connecting you to safety, protection, the roots of the earth, the mother, the rocks. Inhale in. One more time in. Inhale, just palms together. Full love, inhale in. Exhale, bring it to your third eye. Honoring yourself, honoring the creative life that you are. Ooh, hey, one love. What up, what am I? At least that's coming out, right? So one love, babes. Rock it down. Namaste. Thank you for joining me, for creating a sacred space of healing, healing yourself, coming back in person, being on the Zoom. Love you all. Peace out, soul sisters. One love, one heart, thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will be. Sorry, just keep going.